So my Python programming begins. So let's start with the comments. This is the syntax for single line comment using Python. To shift and enter. Shift and enter is the shortcut. And when you will do shift and enter, it will automatically connect and also will start a new cell. First thing first, you will do the comment, which shows that this is the syntax for the single line comment using Python programming. You can have multiple lines as well, which will be like this. We can say that this is syntax for a paragraph, which is also the syntax for multiple line or multi-line comment. Let's just put this around the print function and we can say hello world. Perform shift and enter and it will return you hello world here. So this is the syntax for single line comment using Python. And there is a print statement which tells me hello world here. Okay. Let me share this file link with all of you so that you can open it in another tab and you can view the code. And if you are slow in typing, you can copy the code as well. So with that, the session's effectiveness will be high. You can copy the link that I shared in the chat and you can open them in a new tab. One tab will be open for your code and another tab will be open for viewing what I'm doing parallelly. So do open that so that you will not miss out any line. So two things, the comments in Python is like this. Now let's declare the variable. In Python, the basic structure of a coding, like if I wanted to do hello world, the good thing is that it is like an English, it is very close to English. If I wanted to print anything, I have a print function and I need to put this whole thing under that, whatever the value I wanted to print, and the output will be displayed. Let us start with my primitive data type, which starts with the integers, strings, float, boolean, complex. Let's start with my value, which goes with my val 1 to 100. This is how my integers look like. Integer data type. Next is my string data types. Let's begin with val underscore 2, which will be given by, this is string data type. Next, variable 3. This is also string data type. There are two string data types that we have declared, one with a single inverted comma. The second one is with double inverted comma. Both does the same thing. That is, both are used to declare strings. How do I know that it is of a string type or not? Or what is the basically the data type of this? Can we know it? Yes, we can easily know it by the help of type function. If you will pass type val underscore 1 and put this whole thing under print function, then it will return you the output as that what exactly is the data type of the variable. This is coming out to be val1, integer. Now, if you will look at here, there is an interesting thing. It's called as that the return type is class integer. What does it indicate is that this val that we have created is basically an object of class integer. Similarly, val2 that we have declared, this is object of class string. So as of now, we have declared integer data type, string data type. Now let us declare a float data type as well. Float data type. In order to perform the float data type, we'll start with val3 equals to 23.679, 23.6791. This is a float data type. Print here val3, which will return me the output that we have declared in this example. If you will check the type of this, it will return you a floating term. Next is complex number. Val4 equals to 23 plus 76j. This j here indicates that it is 23 is your real and j is your imaginary. So we start with my val 4 and you observe that this is a complex number. Similarly, you can also declare val 5 which will be equals to simple 66j. So wherever this term j is written, it will mean that it is an imaginary value. So your complex number is part of two things, which is real and imaginary value. So we just declared here the complex numbers. Hopefully you are getting enough time to complete them. Okay, I'm just going on slow so that you can follow it. Okay. Next, let's talk about. So you can see that we have just successfully learned about how to declare integer, string, float, boolean value. Okay, boolean is left. Uh, bool 1 equals to true, bool 2 equals to false. This is how my boolean value will be declared. So boolean values are also declared as you can observe here.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Sir, can I know what purpose we use complex data type?
Complex could be used on some specific, what you will say, the scientific calculations in that the complex number could have been used. Because Python can be also used to solve some of the mathematical equations. So it's good with maths. That's the reason why it has got complex number as well. Like some of them requires the presence of statistics as well. That's exactly where the complex could have been used.
Oh, okay, noted.
Not exactly in terms of machine learning or deep learning, but maybe it will be used in some other scientific calculations. Okay, once we are done with this, we are done with our first part. Now let's find out the keywords which are present in Python. Let's talk about that. Keywords in Python. Now there are two tabs here you can see when you will scroll your cursor up or down. You will see two options, code cell or text cell. When you will click on text cell, you will see that having keywords. So let me explain you about these are your reserved keywords which are available to us, and we can use these reserved keywords to show how many different type of keywords are there. Let's start with my import keyword, print keyword dot kw list. There is keyword list. When we print here the keyword kw list, it shows the list of the reserved keywords which are present. Import packages. You have something called as import here, which is used to import packages in Python. So it's like a library or a package. Just like in your other programming language, you import headers. Here they are called as packages. So we have got import keyword. So to import packages in Python, it has to use import keyword. So as I said that the English terminology is mostly used in Python programming, which makes it a very simple algorithm. If you use terminology of importing a package, so that's the reason import is a keyword. Now, keyword contains a method called as kw list. When you print it, it returns all the reserved keywords. Now remember that these reserved keywords have got some special operations to perform. So hence this should not be used as a variable or anything. These are your reserved keywords. So I cannot use these reserved keywords for any other purpose. Okay, that's printed here. Let's take the length of it. What is the length? To get the length of anything, we have got inbuilt method of len function, which returns the number of items which are present. I'll take here keyword dot kw list, put it around the len function, and it will, when I'll print, it will return me a value 35. So 35 is the reserved keyword which is present. Earlier to this, we have declared one variable at a time. Can we declare multiple variable? Can we assign multiple values to multiple variables at a time? We can do that as well. This is done by multiple assign declaration. In this we have got integer variable, float variable, and a string variable. We have got integer, we have got float value, and we have got a string. Okay, hope you are all doing parallelly. Let's start by importing packages. Importing packages is done. I wanted to discuss about some of the inbuilt methods of a string. String data types are there. I wanted to talk about their string methods. Okay, here we have assigned integer variable to the integer data set. Float variable goes to my float data type, and the string variable will be allocated to the string data type. Okay, we are done here. So are we completed till here? If you can drop a yes in the chat.
Yes, sir. Sir, excuse me, sir. Can I use
Yeah,
Jupyter Notebook?
you can use it if it is already installed.
Yeah, it is already installed in my PC. So,
You can use it. It will work in the similar way. Can we have a quick yes in the chat as a confirmation if it is completed till here? If you drop yes in the chat, the idea is to do the coding parallelly, okay? So that's the reason why I shared you the link. You can open that in a new tab and you can practice the code parallelly, and once you are done, you can drop yes in the chat. So I can know that we are doing it parallelly. Fine. Let's talk about some of the inbuilt string methods. Let's say I'm having str var, and I will apply here some of the inbuilt string methods. Okay, and let's try to discuss it. And we'll also talk about the other variable declarations as well. So yeah, let's discuss it. So string methods of Python. That is what I wanted to talk about. I'll start by declaring a string method first, str, and I'll write here equals to. Let's say I will write this is Python data type. This is the value. Now in Python, you can use double inverted as well as single inverted comma. If you start by single inverted, you should end the closing bracket should be also single inverted. If it starts with double, it should also end with double. Let's apply here str val dot capitalize dot capitalize. When we do it, it returns me 1 second. Str var dot capitalize. So it will return me the capitalization, which means that the first. Okay, to understand this, you need to see here something like this. Okay, now you will understand, get it. So capitalize actually makes the first alphabet capital and rest all will be small. Like I will write here. Let's learn about methods of string. When I'll apply it, you will see that only the first letter is capital, rest all are in small. Rest all are in small. You can observe here T is capital, rest all are in small. What happened? Okay, so this is, there is a long statement. This is how it will work. Next method, let's try to discuss about the method of, say, find. Index method is also there. So there are a lot of inbuilt methods are there. We will talk about them. There is a method which is basically to convert every text into. Then there is a method of known as index. Let's say if I'll write strval dot index. So you can see there are a lot of methods here. If I'll write index here, and if I'll mention in the within the index word like Python, I will say where exactly the Python is present. I wanted to find it. It will return me the result of index position. Now, what is index position? This is very important. In Python programming, the indexes are basically every data that you are writing in this or you're passing it. There is an index attached to it as well. Somebody's mic is unnecessary on. Please mute yourself. Now, please pay attention. The counting will begin from 0. Remember, the first position will be 0. Like for this, if I'll write here to know the index position of this, it will return me 0. Why? Because it starts from T. T is at the first index position. Similarly, if I'll write here Python, it will return me the index position of P. So let's start the counting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8th index position. So index returns you the index position of your the value that you wanted to find. Now in this case, you can pass one string element or you can pass multiple string elements. It will return you the value accordingly. That is the purpose of a string. Next is find. I think find and index does the same thing. Find also returns you uh, the index position only. The only difference is that here if I'll write and if I'll replace index with find, it will also give you the same output, 8. If the value is not found, if the substring, you can call this as a substring. If the substring is not found, then it will return you -1. So find and index does the same thing in your string operation. Let's talk about the replace now. Sometimes you will be interested in replacing in the existing data, you will be interested in replacing the existing value with a new value. str underscore val dot replace, and I wanted to replace here a space by comma. If I'll do it, you will see that all the spaces are gone and it has been replaced by the commas now. This is the purpose of replace function. It replaces the existing value by the new value. Suppose this is a string data and I wanted to convert this into a words. I wanted to get the words from this. Replace is to replace the unwanted element by the new value, whereas split is to split the string and generate words. So we can write here dot split and we can replace here space. That is a splitter, right? So when we have written strval.split, it basically has generated words. So you can see that your values which has returned, okay, the string was there as an input and the output is a list of words. Okay, are we done till here? So these were your few inbuilt methods of a string data type. Please finish it. Okay, I'm moving to the next example now. Okay, so let's talk about some of the keywords, data structures. Talking about the data structure, we have got list at the first, and in the list, let's talk about the lists. And in the list, we'll have things like lists are mutable, heterogeneous collection of data types. So first thing first, lists are mutable. That means it can be transformed. It is heterogeneous. That means multiple data types. Once we know about all this, now let's talk about the empty list declaration. Let's discuss that. With empty list declaration, in case of empty list declaration, we need there are two methods. One is a list one. This is a variable name, and you can write a simple square box, open and close. Or you have the alternative method, which is given by list underscore one, and it will be equals to list function. This is how your empty list will be declared. List one is equals to true, false, ABCD. Let's take a larger number. Let's take a floating number. This is list data type, and we have that 45 plus 67J. As you observe here in this case, this is your complex number. I created my first list like this. Let me share this in the chat for a quick copy for you all. It contains boolean, string, all the varieties of data. How about if I wanted to insert a new value? How to insert a new value at the end of existing list? Answer is using append function. Using append function. We start with the list one dot append, and let's write here 10101. Next method, list one dot append method is there, clear method is there, copy method is there, count is there, extend is there, insert, all these different varieties of methods is there. Index method, as I told you, returns you the index position of the value, the first occurrence. Let's say if I'll write here false and false is are at different position, it will return me the index of false where the first occurrence is there. So returns index position of the first occurrence, index position of the first occurrence of value, the first occurrence value. False is at index position number 1. Remember, the counting begins from 0. Let me explain you this in much more detail. I'll share these notes. Okay, let me talk about the indexing in Python. Indexing in Python is very important concept. Let's say this is how my list is getting created. Each box will have some values in it. Let's combine them, let's pair them. Okay, so in this case you can observe that we are having certain values. Let's fill the values here in the boxes. The first value is let's say true. First value is true, second is false, third one is A B C D, fourth one is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Then we have got some floating term. Then we write here this is list data, and then we have got complex number. It's given by 45 plus 67J. Okay, indexes 0 1 2 3 4, and this is how the indexes position will be given. This is how my index positions will be given, as you can observe. But there is one more index position which is known as reverse. Okay, this is backward indexing. So there are two type of indexes. One is forward, and the second one is backward. Forward index, backward index. In terms of backward indexing, you will see that your values starts from -1 and it goes all the way till -1. It starts from -1 and it goes all the way till -6, -7. Okay, this is backward index. And then we have got forward index. Okay, now to slice up the data, we can take either the help of forward index. Now remember that index function, this will only return you the forward index value. It will not return you backward index. Okay, how about if I wanted to insert multiple values at a time? Here you can see that I have inserted an individual value. For individual value, append is okay, but for multiple values, append is not a method. So insert multiple new values at the end of the list, which starts with extend. We have got extend method. Now let's begin. List1 dot extend, and we have got list. So let's try to have new values. Then integer value, true, false, true, true and false. Okay, this is how you can start inserting multiple values in the end of the list. Print list1 and it will return me the value. So you can see that the values that we wanted to insert, new values and all these numbers, are present in the end. So that's the purpose of extend. Extend will take a list and it will insert them as a new values, whereas append takes only one value and it will be again inserting in the end. You might be asking if there is any method by which I can insert in between somewhere, because extend and append, they will only insert in the end. But what about if I wanted to insert at any different index position? So in that case, I will write here list1 dot insert. Now I will take here method. Let's say I wanted to insert at index position. So we have got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say I wanted to insert at index position number 4 something new value. So I will take here some number which will be let's take some values here. Maybe let's try to insert an existing value. I will be trying to repeat this particular part, maybe A, B, C, D. The same value I wanted to insert again. So I'll write here A, B, C, D again. So what will happen? Rest of the other values would be shifted towards right, and at index position number 4, a new value will take position. So it is not going to replace, but it is going to shift rest of the value towards a new index positions. Like currently, this is at the index position number 4. Earlier, this was at index number 4. So these rest of the values have shifted by one more indexes. Whereas at the fourth index, we have got new value, which is ABCD. So this is how it is done. How about if I wanted to replace the existing value by the new value? Remember that this is mutable data type. Because it is mutable, so I can replace the existing value by the new value. In the list, I have got some existing number. Okay. By the way, you all finish it till here. Some of the methods are a little complicated, so I'll talk about them a little later. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. You all finish it. Meanwhile, okay. Once you are done, you can tell me you have completed it. Everyone, drop a done in the chat if you finished till here. I'm hoping that you have also taken the link, right? So did you all finish till here? Okay, I'm going for the next part. So these are some of the inbuilt methods. Let's take few more method here. Let's say count. Count method is gonna return you how many times a particular value is present. Like true is present 2 times. Similarly, if I'll write false, false will be also present 2 times. So basically, it returns you the count of the number of items which are present in my dataset. Okay, then we will talk about an important thing which is called as copy. Suppose I will write here list2 equals to list1. This is one thing I'm doing. There are two ways to copy it. One is like this. Next method is list3 equals to list1 dot copy. Copy is an inbuilt method. In one case, I'm writing here list2 equals to list3, and in the other method, I'm just writing list3 equals to list1 dot copy. What happens in both of these cases? What's the difference? First method is called as deep copy, or you can say that it is copy by reference. In this case, your memory is getting shared between both. What does it mean? The addresses are getting shared, in fact. What does it mean? It will mean that once you have copied it, whatever the changes you will make in list 1, that will be also updated simultaneously in the list 2. So here the reference, the address are getting copied. So whatever the changes you will make in list 1 will be also applied to list 2, even after you don't recopy it. Once you have done list 2 equals to list 1, it's done. Both will be having same elements. Next method is copy. This is copy by reference. Next is we'll have shallow copy. This is copy by copy values and saves in new variable. In the list 3, whatever the values were present in list 1 will be copied, and after that nothing will be done. I mean, if you will make any changes in list 1, no changes will be updated in list 3, because this is just copying the value. Let me show you it. So before making any update, list 1 returns you that it has got this much value. Okay, these values are there. Now I'll try to append. The same is also true for list 2 as well. If you will do list 2, it will also have the same value. List 3 will also have the same value. I'll print list 3, it will also have the same value. Okay, both will have the same value, but here's the catch. If I'll make an update, let's say I'll append anything in the end of the list. Let's say I will append, this is new value. Okay, or I will write here simple new item. Once we have appended it, if I'll try to print list 2 and list 3, it will return you the output as like this. You will see only the changes are applied in the list 2, whereas list 3 remains unchanged. Why? Because list 1 I have written list2 equals to list1. So their memory, their address is same now. So whatever the changes you will make in one, it will be also reflected in the second one as well. So hopefully I have understood it. What I wanted to discuss, that there is a
I
difference
have a
between both.
question.
Hmm.
Excuse me.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you actually start a new heading? Suppose you have written something like string methods or data structures. How do you
Text,
ensure that you are writing the
text,
okay? Then
text. Nothing. Write the text then. The cell will be
okay in
of
the
text type.
heading,
So start writing.
okay in the above the heading you have started something like a heading data structures, and below that
Hashes.
you have
Headings will be with the help of a hashes, but it
okay,
has to be there first. Make it as a string. Sorry,
okay,
make it as a string tab, and then write under that whatever you will write. It will be string type. Okay.
okay, sure.
Next,
Thank you.
that
Thank
we
you.
will write here. Okay. So this was the end of your first data type. Now let's talk about. So we have got a remove method as well. Like I wanted to write here list3, and
Excuse me, sir.
okay, now
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
I type also print list 3. It is showing built-in method copy of list object at 0x some hexadecimal address. So it is not showing the previous list. Uh, it is not showing the
Maybe some
previous list.
syntax mistake will be there. There will be some syntax mistake you might have done. This is how
So
your
it is
list 2 and list 3 are created. First check that whether you have done it correctly or not.
okay. I'll check out. I'll check. Okay, sir.
And then make an update and
Yeah,
then
that I
compare.
did, but it is showing that built-in method
It's
copy of
not
list
possible.
object.
No, the if see if a code is not correct, then only you will have the changes in the output. If the
But
code
it
is
is showing
correct, then you will not have.
it is showing tick mark in the left side.
It doesn't matter.
It is not
Not
showing
tick
any
mark is
mistake.
not the surety. You have to see whether you have followed the same syntax or not. First check that. Whether you have
Okay.
written list2 equals to list1, then
Yeah, I wrote.
list3, I have written here list underscore 3, it was list underscore 1 dot copy is there, so there will be some
Sorry.
mistake.
Copy. I could not put the bracket. Sir. Okay, sir.
See,
Thank
I
you.
told you there will be some mistake.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Thank you.
Okay, pop method is used to remove the value by index, and there is a remove method which removes the value by value. So let's write here pop 0. If I'll write, let's say pop, and here is your thing. We have got 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's write here 3. If I'll write here 3, it will remove the value at the third index position. Then we have got remove. Remove removes the value. So remove removes the drops the data by value, whereas pop removes by the index position. Remember it. Pop method drops value by index. Remove drop value by using values. Okay. Last data type, tuples. Last topic of the day, not the last data type. Last topic of the day, tuples. Tuples are immutable. That means this cannot be modified. Also, this is heterogeneous. This is heterogeneous collection of data type because this is immutable data type, so your index positions will not change over the time. Because your index position will not change, iterating over the elements of tuple is faster than iterating over a list. Iterating over the elements of tuple is faster than iterating over the list. Let's declare here empty tuple. Let us start with my tuple. Empty tuple. Please mute Mr. Ranjan.
Okay, sir.
Tuple 1 equals to. You can have values like this. Remember, the bracket is a deciding factor here. Start with the Tom, Jerry. Numbers 30.897. True, false. Donald. And we can have Donald, and we can have some more numbers. Okay, let's keep it like this. Maybe we can also add some more numbers like true, some integer values as well. This is my tuple 2. Okay. Inside a tuple, you can have list, which will be considered as your list of tuples. So I'll write here another one. Let's say Jack, Rose, 30.89765. A list John, Vic, I'm just writing some values here. Can we have a tuple inside a tuple? Yes, we can have that. This is how it can be declared. Let's declare it as tuple 3. We have tuple 2 dot. Let's count here. Now in this case, you won't find multiple methods like list. Reason, this is built-in immutable data set. So it has got only two methods. One is count method, the second one is index method. Index method returns the index position, and this will be again for the first occurrence. Like if I'll write here true, it will return me the first occurrence index position, which is 3 in this case. Next, if I'll write here count, it will return me that what is the number of times Jerry is present in my data set. So it is present one time. So this is how the things work. We have got empty tuple value, and we have got the values as well, as you can observe.
Excuse me, I have one more doubt actually. If I want to find index of John from your tuple 3, how can I find that?
For that, you need to go through first. You need to find out the value. What is the value here? John, where is that? It is at certain index, right? So you need to write here let's access the value that particular access value. So to access that specific value, you have to write the index position of this. So here it is 0, 1, 2, 3. So you have to write here in square bracket 3. This square bracket is a kind of slicing here. No, it doesn't mean we have to write tuple 3, right? So tuple 3, index position number 3, I'll get the list. Okay, now I wanted to find out the index. So I'll write here dot index of what? Of John. And I'll get the return type as 0.